Hello, my name is Sam Skara, and today I'm going to be pitching my venture to you. My venture or idea is called Ralph Sustainable Tree Service. So the problem or the opportunity that Ralph Sustainable Tree Service would be solving or grasping at would be that tree services spend an awful lot of money dumping their chips. For example, over the summer, I worked for a company called Bartlett Tree Experts, and every day we would dump our chips for about $120 per dump, about 5 days a week. And over the course of a year, or 52 weeks, that's $30,000 you're spending just to dump chips. Another huge, not huge issue, but a bit of an issue is tree services. They usually spend about 10 to 15% of their annual budget on fuel, which is quite a big chunk of your budget. Another problem or opportunity this would solve is the world needs a fuel that is sustainable. So we're running low on fossil fuels, and it would also save a tree service quite a bit of money in the long run, as it usually costs about $50,000 to $150,000 to run a tree service annually. All right, so the solution to my problem, and just to clarify what my issue is that we spend too much money dumping wood chips, and we also spend too much money on gas. So I was thinking we could effectively cut both costs by turning those wood chips into diesel. This process has actually been proven by a company called Battelle Memorial Institute. They are a private, nonprofit, applied science technology company based in Columbus, Ohio. And in 2013, Battelle developed a mobile device that uses catalytic pyrolysis to turn wood chips into bio-oil. And with a treatment called hydrotreatment, they can effectively make a diesel substitute. Now, this process would be really hard to kind of set up, but once it's in place, I think it'd be a really great sustainable business model because you're taking your waste and you're using it to essentially run your company, which I don't think many companies nowadays can say that. So that's my solution. The potential market size, I think, has grown immensely, especially since 2020, when everyone was stuck inside their homes or their backyards. They realized they needed to care for their backyards and make them look nice, so they would often hire a tree service to do so. Also, with environmentalism on the rise, people are tending to care more for their trees, since they realize how important they are to us as humans. Besides that, in 2023, about 1,939 million gallons of biodiesel were purchased, which actually surpassed the production volume by about 200 million, which is kind of insane. So if I was able to potentially make an excess amount of biodiesel that my company doesn't need to use, but we just kind of have lying around, we could potentially sell that as well for extra profit, which could put us in the 5% of tree services that gross over 2.5 million every year. I'm not saying that that's going to be possible within our first year, but at some point down the line, I'd say we could probably get there. So in summary, I'm essentially making two separate ventures, and I'm kind of mush them into one. So I'm taking a tree service, and I'm taking a lab that processes wood chips into diesel, and I'm putting the two together to save money and in the long run create more profit. I think startup will be a real pain, especially with the lab side of things. But once we get that figured out with proper marketing, I think this venture could really take off. These are some of the sources that I used to find the information that I used to create this project. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a good winter break.